The real deal has arrived. Sunraysia footy is back, and the Ouyen United Kangas is on the footy oval at Blackburn Park for their first up round against a hard-fighting Merbeen. We've got the man who is at Underbull and who has been looking at this side to develop to its first up match, and it is Andrew Wilsmore. G'day, Andrew. How are you?
Good, mate. Good. It's great to be back for 2023. Looking forward to it.
And we are, because it's a bit of the layoff over the summer series. I know that the Ouyen cricket side have been bragging a lot around town over those Tempe Tigers because they won the cricket. But outside of that, and hearing the captain of the senior footy side crowing about how Tempe were robbed, it's probably time to get back onto the footy field.
It's time that we got together and just headed back towards one team instead of this infighting, but it's all good. It's all good. I think the boys will still argue who should have won and who should have lost. It was a very tight game in the end, but that's cricket. That's gone. We're all about the footy, and we're looking forward to a win, hopefully.
All right, it's going to be a big day. How are the preparations at Blackburn Park going? We've had a lot of rain through summer that we normally don't get, so I'm sort of guessing that it's not in bad nick.
It's in pristine condition. It's fantastic. The deck won't be a quick one, so there might be some sore legs after the game, but it's got brilliant cover. They've done a fantastic job in there, so there shouldn't be any excuses. There certainly won't be any skin come off, not like the old days. It's a magnificent looking deck.
How are we going to go? Let's go and have a look at the sides, the big one in a moment. But I want to go back to the other games. Just get a tip from the other matches. We don't know really what South have got, but at the Mildura Sporting Precinct last week, the Sunraysia had a couple of interleague matches that were played. The Miller also participated there against an Indigenous Mallee side. So it's had some work on it, but I think the way it's drained and all that, it should be magnificent for South to open their season, but I reckon Irimple might actually clean them up by plenty.
I think so. They're going to be very, very strong. So, yeah, there was dream time at the P last weekend, and it started raining in the morning, and it did not stop. Something like 18 to 20 mil during the day, which was wet. It was wet. It was really, for such a marquee event, it was a bit sad that the weather was like that, especially because we missed it down here. We could have had it for sure, but look, it was just wet, but a fantastic initiative. Hopefully that continues on. They're talking about maybe sending the boys to Alice next year, but we had a good win. Sunraysia fielded a very competitive team, and these Northern Territory boys, they didn't really like the cold, wet weather too much. But anyway, it was a great day, and everyone got through injury-free, and we got to see some real talent on display.
That's good to hear. And Irimple will get to start their season at the precinct against South. South, I don't know, have the cattle this weekend. Robinvale Euston take on Wentworth. Well, these two sides have recruited massively over the summer. And I'll tell you what, the side that everyone wants to see is Wentworth right now. You look at that forward line with Jared Brandoff just parking himself into the full back position, called full forward position for that game. But they've got other big avenues to attack, and Zach Hancock's one avenue that they can go through. They've just got that many. I think Wentworth might beat the Robinvale Euston side.
I would be definitely tipping Wentworth after watching Jared in the game last week in the wet. You would swear that it was a 22-degree sunny day. He handed the ball super clean in atrocious conditions. He ended up getting the medal, best on. He is going to be a big ask to stop this year. A super talent, big, strong. Yeah. I'm not sure who's going to play on him, but they're going to have their hands full, so I'm definitely tipping Wentworth there.
Sides have selected. The fullback at Robinvale is Noah Foster, one of their vice captains in the ruck. Big Nick Jensen, you mentioned it last year, and I haven't forgotten your comment that when they lost games, Wentworth, they had that late season fall. That was when Jensen was out injured. When he came back, they became a really competitive outfit, and so be looking forward to that. We've got Redcliffs playing Imperials, this one at Quandong Park. And a quick thought on the Redcliffs. Have they got enough improvement in them to make the finals?
Well, it's going to be really hard to tell until we get a look at them ourselves. This game will be very interesting. I'm not even really sure which way to tip on this one. Look, they certainly improved, but they did have to step up a fraction. So, look, I really don't know which way to go on this one, mate. I'm going to sit on the fence, but we'll know a bit more when we get a look at them ourselves when we run up against them. But, look, they'll certainly be looking to improve on last year's effort.
Yeah, certainly will be. All right, let's go to the Ouyen United Kangas, Blackburn Park, big crowd, first up match. Moorebank Magpies were last year much improved, and I think there's even more improvement still for them. In the ruck, big Dave Jeffries for the Ouyen United Kangas has to get the ball to give Ryan McKay and Jacob Grigg and maybe Kane Stevens in the middle, the first use of it to get it down to Jackson Plant. You've got Luke Stanbrook back from the Millewa. It's a chance to see Jace Monahan crumb some goals. Lockie Comrie in the pocket too. You've got some new kids that are getting their chance at senior footy. It's going to be a great match of football to watch, and Moorebank might come and just to shadow the Ouyen United Kangas this weekend.
Oh, mate, I'm not so sure about that. You've really put us under the pump. We're going in confident. We're not at full strength. We have a local wedding, which is going to take a few out, but we're confident in the boys that are going out there. So it's great to have Luke Stanbrook back, Kane Stevens' little brother Reed. He'll boister us through the midfield along with Jacob Grigg, an ex-premiership player, superstar mid. So he'll add a bit of bite around the footy. Moorebank will be no doubt good for sure. They were a very, very good team last year and just didn't quite make it in the end. But they'll be up there and thereabouts all year. So we think on our home deck that we should go all right. But yeah, time will tell, but we're confident.
All right, looking forward to the twos matches but for the weekend too, because you blokes, you're going to have a bit of the depth a little bit tested early on in the twos. So have they asked a couple of older timers to come out?
I was at training last night, yeah, and there was certainly that a bit going on, but with unfortunately the under-18s not being able to field a team, we've got 7 or 8 kids that have stepped up, and they'll be really good. We just got to put some older, wiser heads around these young, enthusiastic boys, and look, we think that it will be, it'll be a reasonable team for sure. It'll be good. It's great to get some forced injection of youth, I suppose it is. It's been, the boys need a game of footy, and it's great that they can come up, step up, and play in the reserves. So. Yeah, it'll be a little bit of a slow sort of a burn, we hope. It'll take a little while to get all these kids up to speed and playing sort of senior football or Resi's footy. So, yeah, once we get them up and running and get the heads around how we play and all of that, well, yeah, it should be good. So, it should be good for the reserves, mate. I think, it should be a reasonable year for the lads.
You should be tuned. I'm going to go to the 14s now. Yeah, we had a real emergence last year of a young player, Finn Brown. I see that he's still qualified for under 14s there. Great to see the young little shine fella. Young Shattuck is there too. Roy Grayling along, the Grace boy, young Adam Grace. We've got him there. So a very good opportunity here for the kids in the under 14s to start the day.
Yeah. Finn Brown, he's obviously the standout. He had an excellent year last year. He's still an under 14, even though we would be playing him in a age group above if we had it. He's going to be a ripper footballer, just developing nicely like his old man, and all his uncles were great footballers. So, yeah, Finn will have to lead the charge. We probably need to surround him with a little bit more than what we've got at the minute. So, but mate, that's the way it is. So hopefully the boys will be competitive. They're coming off a pretty tough season last year, so just get around their leaders, and they should be right now, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully to a couple of scores, just get the ball forward to make some scoreboard pressure for the young Ouyen United under 14s, and then of course the little kids. How are the coaches? You're out there with them. How did the coaches go with numbers? A lot of kids out for the 12s and 10s too, which is good news.
Yeah. So they, we thought we had plenty of numbers, really. But, come round one and we're still scratching around. But Luke Nathan heading up the under-10s. He'll be good. He was a senior coach, a premiership coach several years back for us in the seniors. So Luke will Luke will guide these young heads and get some structure into their footy. And Mickey Pole and James Morris, obviously the other coaches in the other grades. But no, it's good. The kids are enjoying a run around and they're glad to be back.
We're glad to be back. We're good to have your company again, Andrew Wilsmore, calling the Ouyen United Kangas report in the Sunraysia Football and Netball League. It gets cracking tomorrow. The Anzac round. We'll give you more details next week. We'll catch you then, Andrew.
Cheers, mate.